in this video, I'm going to actually cover what happens and what goes wrong when things don't go as planned. So what we wanted to try to do is get some trimming, start adding some accessories, get the other decals added on, start bringing this body to life, maybe do some lines, some power lines, things like that. So you can see how the body looked when we were done pulling the mask off from the last video. I decided to start putting on some decals to start, to do an A-B, side comparison, and discover that this body, again, the AP Plastics, that a good majority of the decals were either damaged, stretched, didn't fit properly. So you can see the windshield one's on here. I did cut out the center of the windshield because that had some issues, so it's just the trimming that's on. You can kind of see that. So that worked out okay. So kind of hiding that. But on the other side, you can see it has the black on. However, when you look close, you can see I had to paint it. And I used this paint right here, Tamiya XF1. It's a flat black, painted on the outside. And that's only because the decals, when I laid them on here on the side, were not even close to being the right size. They were like just way off. I don't know if that was a manufacturer thing. I don't know how long this body sat somewhere before I got it in my hands, but it was pretty bad. So we're gonna mask it off. I'll show in here as I'm showing this clip, down in the corner here, I'll show the process. I'll show what was taped off, and then when I painted it, and it doesn't look too bad. Again, this body, not sure what I'm going to end up doing with it. I was going to try to do highly detailed, but I'm not sure where we're going to stop or end up with this body. Front's not too bad. The back, I didn't put any trim on, so you can still see there's a few paint issues there. And get the trim on, that's going to hide some of that stuff, and work at this. So I'm gonna trim this out, paint this, and we'll come back and see how we look after I got that done. Alright, I have a couple of decals on the side here. Door handles are on. You saw the windshield part here. Got some headlight. They are clear, it's kind of hard to see. But I'm gonna put some light buckets in behind you. You can see my fingers going in here. So it should give me a better effect with putting those decals on, as well as like driving lights and putting lights behind there. Should give me a pretty cool effect. Same with the rear as well. You can see they're clear. You can see everything through there. So light kit will come a little bit later on. I'm not quite there yet. Next we are going to do an exhaust, simulated exhaust tips. These are all from Sideways RC. We got that. We have some mirrors here we're going to put on. They're looking a little dingy, so I'm going to pull them out. We're going to paint them first before we put them on. And then, hard to see here, these are actually little BMW badges. So instead of a decal, it's actually going to have an actual badge on here. So we're going to get to going on these. The exhaust tips we'll have to cut out a little bit in the back. I'll show you that. And I'll get painting on these, and we'll get ready for this next step. Well, because this body has not really been cooperating with me a whole lot, it's been a body of firsts for me, basically. So it's going to turn out hopefully okay, but not quite as I wanted. But it basically just goes to show how you can get thrown curveballs when you're working on a body, work through them, and still end up with something decent. So this is kind of where we were at. What I mean by that is head to paint. Again, like I showed on the other side, I did paint these, and I'll show somewhere in the video here how I just masked them off and painted them. Worked out pretty good. Saw the decals in the front, but I did add the little BMW. It's like a button. It doesn't really show up too good on video that it's kind of can see there. It's a 3D button, so it actually sticks up. They were like $5 at A-Main, but just doesn't show on camera too good. It's pretty good. And then got the one in the back. And now something else I started to do, also I did get the exhaust on. So I have that on. The way I did that is basically the exhaust comes with that metal piece. You just kind of pre-bend it to get it to sit the way you want to on there. Cut the Wanted it minimalist, so I didn't go real huge with it. Just wanted to cut out and didn't want them sticking out too far. I wasn't going for that big, nasty, crazy look. So just wanted something simple. So then on the other side, I started adding some body lines. I've never done this part of it before. And so like around the gas tank, the doors, kind of simulating some body gaps, body lines. This is the first time I'm ever doing that. So what I used for that is, got it on Amazon, it's a Sharpie, really fine tip marker. So it's really tiny. It's nice because it does actually sit right in the grooves here. And then you can just kind of go right along here real nice and easy in the grooves, and it'll show off the body line. It does, like I said, works out really well. I tried to do this on camera, but unfortunately I don't think, I need both hands to steady this, and I don't have my head mount right now for the GoPro. But basically when you do this, it comes out looking like these. It's worked out pretty good. For my first time doing that, I'm pretty happy, because it kind of adds a whole different look to the body, gives a little extra to it. Also, the mirrors are painted, ready to go on. So then once I get these body lines all finished, I'm going to come back and I'm going to add these mirrors on. We'll see where we look from there, but that pretty much is going to be it for painting. And then the decaling, I'm not sure if I showed, the rear decal actually went on nice. For all the decals the way they were, the rear window was actually perfect. That went on, no issues, fit perfect. It was the only decal of the bunch that actually fit exactly like it was supposed to. Headlights actually didn't, I shouldn't say that, the headlights worked out pretty well too. Headlights and taillights were good, driving lights were good. Just these sides were an absolute nightmare, and the windshield wasn't quite right either. But we got these body lines on here. I'm gonna get these on, and then I'll come back when I have all the body lines on the whole body and the mirrors mounted up. We'll see how she looks, and that's basically about it, except for getting into, you know, if I want to add a roll cage or what other additions I want to do. So I think we're just going to come back here and be able to wrap up. Body turned out okay. Everything is all done, lines are done. It really isn't my favorite body. It kind of fought me all the way. It's a neat looking body, touring, you know, with a wagon, something a little bit different. But I will say I had plans on doing a little bit more with this body, doing a full roll cage. I was debating about doing an interior and stuff, but the body is actually a little smaller. Once I started working on it, a little narrower, not quite the room, I don't think, to do what I want to do with it on this one. So I'm not even going to put lights in it. I think I'm just going to leave this one go where it's at and use it as a beater body. I learned a little bit myself as we were doing this video with doing the body lines and stuff, and I know I can do them better for another one. I think if I'm going to do a body where I'm going to have more lights in it, do an interior, I want to do it more of, I don't want to say show body, but I think we're going to do it where it's going to be a bit better. A little bit more room to work with, a little bit wider body, something a little bit better. But I mean, the car's cool, it looks neat, but I think this is all that's going to be done with it. I'm going to put it on a car and kind of beat the living crap out of it now. I do have a car here I've been working on. I use this over here, and it's not really the right wheels on it yet, but it's just the only ones that have a correct offset at the moment. There's something a little different with it, but that's kind of where it's at. Alright, thanks for watching on the getting a body prepped and painted. I'm sure I'll maybe try to do some others. Once I do one, like I said, I had this one planned for doing the full interior, roll cage, everything. I do want to do that yet. Maybe I'll do another one here and see how that one goes and make it a little bit more detailed. Maybe not cover the painting, but just more of the interior portions of it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all the videos. Please like and comment anything you want to see done different, any of the bodies you'd want to see me do, cars you'd want to see me do, or anything like that. And you guys have an absolute great day.